And
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to another recap of The Lean for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I'm here with Miss Shantae, as Jamie likes to call her. I mean, she is a Mrs., so I'm going to say Miss Shantae. And Miss Jamie. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
wow,
It's the Missus.
wow, wow, wow. I feel that was an ism. I
Well, I'm
feel I
sorry you
feel
feel
that
that
was a
way.
little bit of shade.
Well, you feel great. You feel great, Dean, right?
Right, it's right up my alley. Right up my
How
alley.
are you doing, Shantae?
Oh, I'm happy seeing both of you guys.
Really? Do we make you that? We make you happy like
Especially
that?
me. Especially
Yes.
me. Mainly me.
You get it.
Mainly.
Listen, he needs it, so
What was
give it to
that?
him. Jamie, how are you?
I was doing great for the most part.
Okay, I heard you a little under the weather. Are you?
Now that I see
That's what the
Shantae's face,
rumors are.
now, no, now that I see Shantae's face, everything is great. Everything's just wonderful right now. She is making my night much better.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, with that being
It's
said,
the
we want to make
love
sure
of the
everybody.
lean.
Yes, it's the love of the lean, and I love being up here with Shantae. All right. Well, listen, Salt Lake City episode reunion part one. We had a very explosive episode last week. Oh shit, let me hit live on the Instagram chat. People on Instagram are probably like, "What's going on?" All right, we're live on Instagram now. Yeah, a very explosive episode. I mean, it really broke the internet. Everybody was talking about it. It was, I mean, it's crazy because we recap this show right when it goes off. So the shock value is there, but I feel like you never really the impact of the episode until obviously like the next day or as it goes off because we're already talking about it. We don't get a chance to really see the comments, unless we're like live watching, and it's really hard to watch and look at Instagram, I mean Twitter and stuff like that when you're doing these shows. So shout out to us for being so multifaceted and able to do things. All right, you guys, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Jamie and Shantia here with us today. Antonio and Chad cannot be here today. That's okay. They'll be back next week or the following week. We have two more recaps for the Housewives Salt Lake City reunion. And we're starting with part one. So again, hit that like button right now, or I will not move forward. Okay, I'll move forward regardless. It don't mean nothing. All right, so we pick up this episode. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I missed the initial like 5 minutes. That's why I called Jamie. So from what I saw, the ladies were just arriving. There was a prayer done by Whitney, Lisa, and was it Heather? Right? Was it Heather? Or was it Angie?
We should let Heather, yeah.
Heather. I guess they were, praying to the Almighty gods and to make sure that they survive this reunion, to be protected of whatever they felt like
Them gods
somebody
was
could
not
get.
listening. That
Correct.
angel
He was
did
gonna
not hear
listen.
that.
I mean, if
Did not
anything,
hear
they should
that.
have prayed. They could have prayed many times before now. I mean, this is the fourth season. They should have been praying anytime they were around Jen Shah, but they did. They decided to be
But they
around
didn't.
her and go to mud baths and jacuzzis and things like that. So whatever, forget those prayers, right? Those prayers, not the other prayers.
Ooh,
And
clean that up.
so right, yeah, those prayers.
Clean that up so fast.
Correct. Did anything else happen at the beginning that is notable to talk about before I get into the first
No, they
segment,
all
Jamie?
just kind of like showed up. They all just kind of showed up, and you could sense the tension when Monica walked in the room. Andy made it a point to like make sure Monica was the last one to come out, and all the ladies looked very tense. Excuse me, for lack of a better word. But yeah,
Why?
that was pretty much it. I don't
What
know.
do we think of the reunion looks? Do we think that the looks were did they come across better on camera than they did in the? Because we talked about it, I think like maybe 3-4 weeks ago, whenever they were out for the world. Did anybody look better in pictures or look worse? Shantae, you think that? No.
Actually, I thought Meredith looked better in person
Mhm.
for some reason on the couch. The
Okay.
dress did pop a little bit more. I don't know if it was like the lights on the couch. Because at first I was thinking it was giving like, I don't know what. She's going
What all of her last dresses had give?
some kind of fair. I don't know. But
Mhm.
actually, she looks better sitting down. So shout out to Meredith. She always comes through.
The face always gives. I thought
Smart.
Monica's dress looked actually exponentially better seeing it move, just because how it was made. Like it looked good. Like Shantae, I think you and I had talked about that. She looked really, really good in the reunion pictures, like she showed up for her first reunion, but I think seeing it kind of move in just the way that it was draped and it was cinched. And I didn't realize that the slit was so high because, baby, that slit was it. I thought she looked good. I actually thought everybody looked better except Whitney. If it was possible, I thought Whitney actually looked worse once we saw her moving. Even Lisa's, whose dress was really, really just kind of like boring. Seeing her moving it fit her really well. She looked really, really pretty. Heather, I thought, looked a lot better like on camera, and so did Angie. I wish Angie's would have been a little bit longer though. But everybody looked great to me except Whitney.
Whitney just, you know what? I can say whatever. These girls, this is the first time they've given us something outside of that ice glacier look theme. And nobody looked horrible. I will say to what Jamie just said, Whitney's neck up, that ponytail, her head. She should never wear a ponytail again. I think she should stick to long.
I think she got new fillers too.
Hair. I don't know what she got, but she looked like blow up.
It was two different color blondes. It was two different color blondes. That ponytail she got at the mall in the kiosk, and it was just a whip action with a drawstring.
I have one of those. I have one. Pull up, back up. I have one of those. Yeah.
Where do you put it?
I look much better than Whitney in it.
Well.
Yeah, they believe.
You having a stroke? What's going on, girl?
All right, so let's get into the actual recap of what happened. So they start out, I guess kind of in the order in which the season went, which I'm glad because they'll let you know that at least starting out, we're beginning, kind of how we follow the season. And they start out talking about the issues between Lisa and Monica, as to when it started when Lisa lost her ring and how she was going on and on about her ring. And so, they kind of basically they asked Monica what bothered her so much about Lisa, her entitlement, her, lack of awareness and things like that to the world, and just how she was about this ring. She explains it, and Lisa becomes defensive, of course, saying that, she got a new ring now. It can never replace the old one, but that was a nice ring, but she has a new one. And that's just that on that. And so, Monica just basically explains to her how she felt, explains to everyone how she felt. And then we hear about the rumors that, Monica allegedly stole the ring, which she denies it. She said she didn't do that because, we've been talking about that for the last since the beginning of the season. I think
Tonio said that.
Like mentioning a lot, allegedly, not they saying that she stole it, but she was one of the ones that watched us that kept saying that people were saying it. Shout out to Sean S for that. But she goes on about it, and Monica kind of throws a dig at Lisa and saying that she's not actually the 1% because the 1% is actually Shaquille O'Neal. And Lisa's like, well, are you throwing a dig at me? And Monica's like, no, I did my research. Like, why would there be a dig? And what's his name? Andy's. They're all kind of chuckled at the fact that she mentioned it because it is true. I mean, you're not 1%. So I was like, okay, Monica did her little research, child. And so Monica asked Lisa, why did she clear the air when the people were accusing her of stealing the ring? She said she didn't feel like she needs to. And in my mind, I'm like, could I really see Lisa going to the internet saying, you guys don't come at her, considering that after all the things that happened this season? I'm like, Monica, you have to know that.
Yeah.
Why would she? I'm just saying. And I do like Monica, but why would she? So she says it's very stereotypical for her to assume, and Lisa says she didn't assume, but then Heather says, well, we kind of thought it, and then Monica was like, well, exactly, you guys were thinking it, and it's very stereotypical. And she's like, what's the stereotype that you're speaking of? And you would think that Monica is like some black woman up there being accused of stealing. I'm like, I'm thinking like, okay, well, what is it? So she's saying that basically because she makes less and she's not as well off as the others, that's what the stereotype is. I'm like, okay, but that's what she says. And so Angie goes to speak and was like, Lisa never said that you stole it. And Monica tells her, why are you talking, you bench warming bitch? This doesn't even concern you, just like most of the season. And I said, whoa. So I'll start with you, Shantae. What are your thoughts on this whole exchange, the ring, how Monica expected Lisa to clear her name, Lisa explaining, the semblance of the ring. I'm sorry, the significance of the ring, the semblance. And then how Monica just really has smoke for everybody, but she has the most smoke for Angie. And I'm noticing that a lot, not even just from the finale, but also in the reunion. Your thoughts, Shante?
Oh yeah, I think Monica is the underdog. Clearly, she's the outcast, and she's feeling like someone who's backed in a corner, just lashing out in this part of the reunion. And I really think that whole segment about, her wanting to clear her name about not stealing the ring was valid, because I know a lot of people were thinking it, especially when all, the scamming and scheming rumors came out, especially when that scene of her being in Meredith's store when the bag came up missing, so it's good that she did defend herself, because it is something that probably would have been left on her, if it wasn't cleared up, that she didn't do it. But I definitely think she's got Angie's number, and I feel like she's going to come out with some kind of tea against Angie based on her threats at the finale as well. And I just can't wait to see what's going to happen next. What about you guys?
I think you're right, Shantae. There's something deeper going on with Angie and Monica. I think that she has the smoke for Angie because Angie was so close to Jen Shah. I think season 1, Monica was saying that she knows Angie through Jen Shah. Like they were mutual friends, so they had this relationship outside of this. And I think I really honestly think that there's more to what Angie has been telling, whether it be Monica directly about Jen Shah or Reality Von Tease directly, but they were in cahoots of something. And the only reason I think Monica isn't blowing up Angie's spot is because it could implicate her in a lot more stuff. But there's something there because the way that they fight doesn't give just regular, like, you're annoying, I don't like you. It's like, girl, you don't go here with me because you're trying to embarrass me when I can embarrass you 10 times worse. And that makes me want to know what's going on even more. I think also the same for Lisa, because as much as Heather says Jen Shah and I were best friends, like, Lisa and Jen Shah were actually a little bit closer and talking and hanging out more. And I think that's why Monica has so much smoke for her. But I mean, I've never seen somebody fight for their life so hard in 15 minutes worth of airtime and come out on top relatively unscathed. Because so far, I mean, there's no denying Monica did that shit. Monica absolutely schemed. Monica absolutely infiltrated the group with the goal to be famous. So everything they're accusing her of is 100% right, but nothing is sticking. Like, this lady is like Teflon and just knocking stuff away. And I think that's fantastic to see so far. But I don't think she stole the ring. I think there's only so much of the internet calling you broke and implying that you stole it, that you obviously would want to be like, yo, can someone at least say that you don't think I stole that ring? It's a ring at an airport. Anybody in that bathroom could have seen it and snatched that thing up and ran off very, very quickly. So everybody in an airport broke. Lisa, why would you wear a $60,000 ring on a commercial flight? Absolutely not.
As it relates to the ring in general, I mean, like I said, I don't think anyone really thought she stole the ring. But, whereas I do say why, it would, I guess in terms of, so let's just say this. Monica put herself out there as being broke. I mean, that was her storyline. She wanted us to know that she was broke. She wanted us to know that she had to do whatever she needed to do to get this Louis Vuitton purse. So I'm sorry, we would have never known that she was broke unless she said it
we would have known. We would have known very quickly.
It would have took us some time. Within 3 episodes, we knew she was broke. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was so sad. Because, like, there are housewives that have been around for a long time that have been broke-er. Okay, some of them have been renting, stuff like that. Nothing wrong with renting, right? But I mean, like, we come on Housewives, they usually have something. And I know some housewives that come to mind that didn't have nothing. And so, but she made it very clear. And I like that about her at the time. I like she was open about it. So, Monica, I like you, girl, but let's not try to, girl, you put it out there. That's what you wanted us to see. We know. And let's leave it there. Yeah. So speaking more about Monica and Jen Shah, so they asked her about her relationship to Jen Shah. Now, this is where I start to side-eye this young lady because I'm like, what are you talking about? So she says that they were friends and she worked with her, which we already knew. You know, it gave really assistant Tease. She would bring her coffee, you know, ask her how's her day, bring a newspaper, you know, wipe her ass, do all these things like that. That's what it sounded like she was doing, right? And so, but she was not paid for any of it. And the girls are like, not paid? And what are you doing? I mean, didn't you have a husband and kids you could have been giving this time to versus giving it to somebody that you claim didn't know was on the show? She said she worked for her or worked with her, friends with her, whatever, around the first season. So you had to know. Do you really think that she didn't know that Jen Shah was on this show?
Well, if she said that she met her before and then started working for her as they started filming season 1. So the show really hadn't aired yet. She had no idea what was going on.
So you don't think I just wonder why if she was she made it seem like she was around that time, you know?
Yeah.
She was.
I think she may be saying she was around a little bit more than what she actually was. Because if you go back, Jen Shah didn't show nobody but Stu.
I'm going to say that this was a way for her to make sure that she was not aligned with the things that Jen Shah was doing. I think she had to downplay this relationship. I think there was a lot more to it. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. So, you know, she played it smart. And so Heather plays this audio of Monica, which basically shows and kind of shows that she was plotting to be on the show. And it becomes this dialogue about whether or not she wanted to be on the show. And so she was just like, no, she didn't do it to be on the show, but she did call and she applied like it was McDonald's to be on the show. Like it was just an application. She signed up and was like, put me on the show. But in saying that, she was just like, well, your show sucks and the rating sucks and y'all need help. Y'all need me on this show. And then Andy's like, huh? She's like, yeah, that's what I said. I said it. And I was like, okay. And so then, you know, it becomes this thing to where, you know, they talk about her and whether or not that she was informed that there was an active lawsuit against her. But she says, no, it wasn't that she was informed it was a lawsuit. She was informed that Jen Shah was going to jail before Jen Shah knew she was going to jail, which I mean makes sense, right? Because I said in season 2, you know, Chad, you sit up here and be like, she ain't going to jail. And I said, she's going to jail. Go back and watch the videos. I used to say it all the time.
Roll the footages.
Roll the footage. I was always consistent because I knew the lady was going to jail. But Monica says that, you know, she basically talks about her journey as an informant, that she gave all the details needed, and she feels like the lady should have done the same thing. She feels like she did the right thing. And she feels like they should do the same. I'm like, okay, well, you said that, girl. Then they talk about her process of being rebaptized, you know, after the whole situation with her brother-in-law. She gets emotional and talks about how she's been bullied and she's seen some of the most hurtful comments ever. You know, just from that, and you know, it's just so bad. It's just so bad to where she just got emotional. Whitney speaks up and talks about, you know, she too has, you know, witnessed some of these type of comments, because we all know that, you know, her and her husband both got together on some infidelity type stuff. You know, is there a siren? What's that? Y'all see that?
What is going on? What are the apocalypse?
It's downtown LA.
Where are you living? Where are you living?
Downtown LA. And so after she speaks up about it, all the ladies kind of speak up about it. Even Lisa says, you know, she has also witnessed some things as well. So I'll stop there and get you guys' thoughts on Jen and Monica's and Jen relationship, how she speaks on joining, you know, getting on the show, how she speaks on being an informant, and then her being rebaptized and the whole process of, you know, kind of being ripped from the church, trying to get back in the church, all these things because she had an affair with her brother-in-law, Amy.
So much. So we have to remember the timeline of stuff. There's so many people, you know, I think Taylor had said it. She had an account dedicated to taking down Jen Shah while also trying to work for her for free. So we have to remember initially Jen Shah had a squad of 10 to 12 people that were around her, helping her. Heather's hairstylist was one of those people. And Reality Von Tease didn't come into existence until halfway through season 2 or after season 1. Which was when that video leaked of Jen Shah cussing her assistants out, which is now we find out came from Monica's phone. So the timeline of these girls and these people working for Jen Shah only to find out she's a monster and then creating this account and stopping working for her makes sense. It aligns with them. They continue to work with her. to continue to try to take her down. Now, I will say this. I agree that there is something a little off about Monica. She gives me very much Jill Roberts, Scream 4 killer, where she just wants to be famous. It's very much this new age of social media people who want a little bit of online clout and will do any and everything to be famous. And look at her. Nobody's talked about Salt Lake City or a cast member of Salt Lake City like this in quite some time. So mission accomplished, Monica. I hope that whatever price it is you had to pay, it was worth it. But we are entertained. And as far as, I found it a little ironic that she's bemoaning the backlash she's getting for her story on social media when she had a page dedicated to bringing up people's dirty secrets in an attempt to embarrass them. And I'm actually surprised that none of the ladies said that. I felt like Whitney was trying to make that connection, but then again, in pure Whitney fashion, decided to make that moment about herself and her affair. And I'm like, Whitney, not now. God, it's season 4. We're done with that storyline. But I do feel a little bit. I've been done. I don't want to hear nothing about Whitney and her cheating and her husband and the sex and the mud and the paint. I don't want to hear anything about that.
The mud and the paint. Now that's
I don't want to hear everything. I feel a little bit bad because the affair was 10 years ago. Like she's the one who brought it up. She said it. Monica has been relatively an open book for the most part, but she very much is one of those people that she knows I have a lot of skeletons in my closet and I'm going to get me before y'all get me. So while I don't feel her telling that information was completely altruistic, I do feel like she wasn't expecting to get online every day and be called a nasty, dirty whore the way that we've seen people be calling her on social media. But also, Monica, you know how social media is. It's a cesspool of negativity from the worst possible depths of society. So you contributed to that. So I don't really know what you thought. Still stand her completely.
Really quickly, Shante, before you go, is it not weird when I'm so different. I feel like when you gloat about certain things, I just feel like, I know we all human, but when you gloat about certain things, I just feel like you can't be a victim about it sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. Because that's the epitome of someone saying they're unbothered or they're so removed and really it's really bothering them. But it's just I mean, you have to own what you do and what you say, and I'm very much so a person of, every action has a consequence. So you just have to know if you're 3 or 4 episodes saying many times, oh yeah, I had sex with my brother-in-law. I had sex with my brother-in-law. I had sex. You keep saying that, it's just how can you really expect someone to really feel bad for you if you're being gloating about it? But you're, it makes, if you came on it and said, I did it, and then maybe I can feel a little bad. But she was kind of gloating about it. She was happy to put that out there. Same with her being broke or not having enough money. So I just feel kind of girl. But yeah, Shante.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of things. So I didn't take her talking about the affair as gloating. I took it more as her trying to spill her tea first before other people tried to, embarrass her with it. But I was side-eyeing the timeline that she was talking about and the whole Jen Shah story because there was a podcast episode on Watch What Crappens basically about the whole timeline of Monica based on Jen Shah's assistant side of the story and other people like Tanisha, their posts and things like that. And basically the story goes that even though she says she broke up with her husband 10 years ago, it was 2019 or something. Coach Shah went on one of those sites, kind of like TaskRabbit or something, to get a handyman to fix something in their house. And he hired Monica's husband. And Monica made her husband take her with him to the job. And while the husband was working, she was just sitting there with Jen Shah, trying to befriend her weirdly, on the job. And that's how they met. And then she went on, being her friend after that and getting her groceries and stuff. Basically taking care of Jen Shah instead of her own kids because she has kids. And that's eventually how she became her assistant. So she was right. They did start off as friends, but the way they became friends was weird because the same husband that she dumped, she used to get into Jen Shah's house, to befriend. Allegedly. This is all alleged, right? So I definitely am more on the Heather side of whatever happened with Monica and Jen Shah does seem like it was calculated because, like, why are you going on TaskRabbit jobs like that? You know, trying to talk up this person, and then because of her scamming, I do feel like she learned some scamming tricks from Jen Shah, and she admitted, I think, that Jen Shah told her, "Hey, you want to make a lot of money, you know, and do this," and apparently it was her FBI friend that told her to get away. But I do think that maybe Monica, you know, learned some things from Jen Shah that weren't in textbooks, you know, to help with her scamming life.
That's street smarts.
Yes. So I'm Team Heather with this segment for sure.
Okay, so you Team Heather with the audio, and do we believe we all? Well, not we all, but like, do y'all believe, yes or no, that she was plotting to be on the show by befriending Jen or whatever she was doing?
Oh yeah, yes, no. She said she wanted to be.
I mean, she wanted to. Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna go in that case. I'm gonna go and apply for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because I'm not too far from it. I'm gonna, you know, go in as Garcelle's other son. That is like, you know, the one that came.
You've had more money than Brandy would when she started. So you got a real good chance, baby. Send that.
I love that Jamie knows what I have in my bank account. I could be poor like Monica. Okay, you don't know that.
I'm trying to help you. Shit.
No. What was I going to say? So quick shout out to our house for a super chat. Thank you, our house, for bringing in these super chats. And it says, "Q, you're really spitting tonight, boo. Jamie, you'll find the light soon, and we'll be here to embrace you when you get here." Now, who is Q? Is it me? Is it Shantae? Who is Q out house? I don't know who that is. Whoever Q is, then they spitting tonight. But thank you, our house, for the super chat. Hope you call in tonight too. Okay, so the next segment was actually Whitney versus everybody, and it's crazy. This little montage of events, because if you don't really think about all the things that Whitney has went through this season, but she has literally gotten into it with Meredith, with Lisa, with Heather, and Mary. They didn't show that because Mary's not out there yet, but basically show her having basically something with everybody. You know, with Meredith, it started with the whole her feeling like that Meredith deflects, and then Lisa, it made a left turn at her house when she chastised her about her child being upstairs. And then with Heather, you know, that the bad weather has just been going on and on and on. It started last season.
So tired.
And so
I'm so tired.
We find out that everybody's pretty much okay. You know, Whitney and Heather, they're moving as they always do. We've seen them make up many times this season. I think they'll be okay to coexist, you know. And then we know Whitney and Meredith, you know, Lisa and Meredith are okay as well. They say they started a new friendship. I'm curious to see how that goes. But Whitney and Meredith, I don't know how they're doing, but they're like, did we really see? Did they really say how they were in this moment? Like they made progress.
They said we're okay. We have stuff that we're working on.
It's crazy because I feel like had this Monica situation not happened, we probably there would be more issues. But I think they kind of bind it together with that, and now they're like, we're okay, and I don't like that.
Yeah, because y'all still hate each other.
Y'all still hate each other. Right. Whitney's still she's gonna get you again, Meredith. Meredith's gonna be drunk in the rumors next season, and so it's just like it's gonna happen again. And so they do talk about Meredith making excuses and deflecting when confronted, and she basically says like she has her own way. She says she feels like everybody has their own way of expressing themselves. When she's backed into a corner, she does not do what Andy accuses her of, which is to deflect. And so, you know, she basically, you know, says that Lisa and Whitney have similarities with it. Lisa says that the same can be applied to Whitney because she relates it to when she was consoling her. And we find out, I must have missed this, but Whitney's whole issue with Lisa, you know, at that event was that Lisa kept asking her, was she okay? And when they played, I ain't gonna lie, when they played the flashback, it was a little awkward. Like Lisa was like, are you okay? I mean, I'm shaking. Like, are you okay? Oh my God, are you okay? Would it have made me not be okay? No. Would it made me upset? Yes, because like you keep asking me, am I okay? But I didn't find that to be factual from Whitney. I thought it was kind of BS, to be honest. Because honestly, I don't think Lisa had any, you know, malintent. Now, It is weird when it because they came from that whole house moment, and then Lisa. I'm sorry, Whitney felt like Lisa wasn't there. But if you actually look back, I mean, do y'all feel like Lisa was there for Whitney enough, or did she not do her job as a friend? I mean, I'm missing something because even in this moment, they asked. Lisa was like, "What changed between that, then and the event?" And so, Lisa didn't like being chastised. At least that's the way she describes it. But I feel like I'm missing something as to like what was Whitney really upset about. Yes, Lisa is not she's lacks self-awareness. All those things are true. But in this moment, what did she really do? I don't know. But I'll stop here and go to you, Shantae, on your thoughts as far as Whitney and her beast with everybody this season. Is she still a little girl or is she a grown woman in my Beyonce voice?
Oh yeah, I definitely think that she and all the other ladies, like you said, they're now a unified front against Monica. So it's like a band-aid covering the real feelings that they were showing at the beginning, because I feel like they were going after Meredith with pitchforks for most of the season. So Meredith should actually be thanking Monica, for getting them other girls off her back. But Whitney, especially in this part of the reunion, at least voiced them, making excuses or, bringing up some story. But to be fair to Meredith, she held her own because she's like, listen, I have no problem dissing y'all whenever I feel like and disengaging, So I see both sides, but I think Meredith's side is more righteous because she does what she wants and she's been the boss. And Whitney's beefs a lot of the times are manufactured. I feel like she's constantly trying to make a moment and wants a moment anywhere she can get it. You even said it at the reunion. She tried to make a moment when she's talking about her husband, when it was Monica's time. So any beef with Whitney, you have to take with a grain of salt. And I think the ladies are used to it as well. And so, I'm Team Meredith in this segment.
There ain't enough salt in the world, Shantae, to make me take anything that Whitney says. Like, when that episode aired, we were on this panel saying that Whitney manufactures beefs. Like, girl, I get it. Your friend passed away. I understand that. You cannot expect, one, you know who Lisa Barlow is. Lisa Barlow never in the entire history of this show has shown that she cares about anybody but herself. And whether it's endearing, whether you hate it, that's who Lisa Barlow is. She is consistent. The girl does not reach out to anybody. So for you to confront her at a party because you don't, one, she said, you acted like nothing was wrong and like you didn't care. But then at the reunion, she's like, you kept asking me what was wrong. And I'm like, girl, this is where you lose me because you don't even know why you're mad. You just want screen time. The only time Whitney ever speaks up is when she knows that she's getting lost in the background. And she gets lost in the background a lot because she's just not an interesting girl. And so she manufactures this stuff to try to get it out. And she sure did. She pissed off Lisa. And I'm like, girl, one, you're at somebody else's reunion or somebody else's event. You yelled at Lisa a week ago for ruining your event, but then you have no problem ruining somebody else's event because you feel like Lisa didn't ask how you were doing in the manner you wanted her to ask you. Like, one, why are you even at that party? Like, if my friend just passed, baby, you're not seeing me. I'm home. And don't give me that BS of my friend would want me to go get drunk. Like, girl, no, get out of my face.
Because you know
that's neither here nor there. It's Whitney. She annoys me. And as we predicted this back in season 1 when Whitney was still entertaining, me, you, and Chad always said there's going to come a time when Whitney's antics of stirring the pot is going to get performative and it's going to get exhausting. And we saw that really quickly in season 2. And she hasn't learned. Like, she hasn't learned. So yes, I'm absolutely on Meredith's side. I'm on Lisa's side with this. I'm on Heather's side with this because it's like, girl, just please shut up. Like, shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. Shut up. And forever. Shut up. Another
okay. I mean, it looks like everyone, has just a general consensus. Whitney, I think she's still a little girl. We're gonna just say that. Yeah, she's still a little girl. I thought she grew a little bit, but it looks like she didn't grow much at all, other than her face and head. And she's definitely manufacturing drama. I do really feel strong that after the girls' trip, I think from that ruined her. Well, she was already a mess, right? But I think now she is going to really be trying to be a puppet master, on this show, and it's falling flat because it's just one, I hate to hear her speak, and it's like I want to remember last season when she was talking about how she wouldn't say, but how something happened in her childhood, and you remember that last season. Like I wanted to, I felt for that situation, but then I was just like, it's Whitney.
Yeah,
she's that kind of person for me. That's how I feel, unfortunately, about everything she says.
I mean, I think, Shante, you just said it. She really needs to be thanking and kissing Monica's ass, because had that big explosion and revelation not come out about Monica, no one would be checking for Whitney right now. She done pissed everybody off on that trip. She's burned bridges, and the only way that people are really fun with her again, or not fine with her again, is because now they have a common enemy. But remember, the enemy of my enemy is not your friend. It's just we're putting our differences aside right now to take down a common enemy. Like honestly, none of them are truly friends with each other. Like, we've seen them flip-flop back and forth more times than they're like, I can't keep up. Like, they trade partners. Like, I don't know. It's annoying at this point.
Another super chat from our house. Okay, thank you for the super chat. Our house is
okay. She must have got paid today. Okay,
don't do.
You better give us your check.
Our house, don't let Jamie count your coins. Okay, tell him you can buy him and his square. Okay,
do it.
He says, be careful.
Send some money.
Share deep personal secrets under the guise of being honest. That is a manipulation tactic, and I meant C. Okay, so when she said,
"Oh, that's true,"
it was C, which could actually be Shante or me. So I mean, with C, dang, our house, you gotta be more specific. It don't really matter. Whichever C. Listen. And then another super chat, last one was from our house as well. Was Lisa B was correct all season other than the Murph fight? What's the Murph fight?
Meredith fight.
Oh, the Meredith fight. Oh, yeah. Okay. True. Looking back, Lisa was not really the villain we kind of looked at her to be throughout. She kind of, I don't know, when you watch these episodes, it's like one thing, then when you come back, it's like, maybe it wasn't that bad. And that's how I feel mostly about her and Whitney's thing. I think looking back at it, I may have rooted for Whitney a little bit, but maybe because I just had too much hope. So yeah, and unfortunately, I don't have that anymore.
Give it up. Give it up.
Right.
Yeah,
give it up to
Lisa. Had
Lisa.
a good season.
Lisa, yeah, I would say she had a pretty good season. Quick thing before we move to the next time, I want to make sure everybody hit the like button. There is 80 of you guys watching right now. Last week, this show, Salt Lake City, broke records for this show specifically because we've been, me and Jamie started this show, just him and I, on season one. Watching it. And we just took a chance on it, and it's 4 seasons later, and 3 seasons later, and like we're pulling great numbers. We have a big audience, so we're really grateful and appreciative for you guys for watching. Last week was crazy, so hopefully you guys continue to watch us throughout this week, part 2 and part 3, and then the other shows that we have, because Jersey is coming. Y'all know Jersey is great. As in, like, that panel, I see a lot of y'all in the chat that watch Jersey. That panel. They may be
y'all can remember from last year.
Panel that our panel, the viewers for that show is crazy. So make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe, continue to support us. We really appreciate it. All right, so the next topic was actually Angie, and this was about the rumor of her husband sleeping with men, leasing cars, leasing houses, all these things. Whatever, I don't know, whatever the rumor was. So many rumors, right? And so they started by asking her as it relates to Monica starting the rumor, and then they ask her, how does she feel? Basically, they're basically asking her, how does she feel about all the things that people said about her, whether she was weak, whether she was a liar. And so Lisa was just like, yeah, she felt it in a moment, but she basically says that how Lisa explains it is that she didn't know that her and Monica had made up. Angie and Monica made up. She felt stupid for different. She was basically being a loyal friend. Blind loyalty is what it sounds like, because there's nothing wrong with defending your friend, but sometimes you right is right and wrong is wrong, and that's how I move. But hey, she's a little different, right? So she basically said she was loyal to Angie. And they asked Lisa about her lacking self-awareness, and they asked Whitney. But before Whitney can speak, Lisa's like, "Can I defend myself? Like, I just don't like people talking about me, and just, I want to defend." I'm like, Lisa, just
there's the answer. There's the answer right there.
You just basically asked the question before the person who was asked the question could answer the question. I'm like, Lisa, no. Mind you, I am still a Lisa fan. Lisa is a fan of this show. She watches this show. I know for a fact. But nonetheless, that lady is nuts. But I still love her. But I wish she would just sometimes hush. Just listen.
Just a little bit.
And then we find out that apparently Whitney and Lisa have a real friendship. And I'm like, okay, when did this happen? I know when they became an alliance because they were beefing with Heather. But a real friendship, how does that happen so fast with all of a year, maybe time? Because they had a rough first season, second season.
Couple seasons.
Whitney wanted to be Lisa's friend so bad, and so did Heather. But Whitney seems to have won. So I'll stop there. Go to you, Shantae. Just give me your thoughts on, how they tried to basically talk to Angie about everybody talking about her, because it seems like everybody got a piece of Angie this season. Everybody. Everybody. I mean, everybody had Angie's little wig, and they just tossed that little mafia wig from left and right. The little mafia was just tossed to left and right. So what are your thoughts on regarding Angie, Shantae?
Oh, poor Angie. I just feel like if Lisa had a great season, Angie had a flop season a little bit, because she was flip-flopping all over the place a little bit, especially in terms of like Meredith and the way she was attacking her. She was like a gnat, like so annoying. But Lisa at least had her back. I could feel a genuine care from Lisa, when it came to Angie. She was very protective of her. And I feel like she was willing to throw Meredith away over Angie, which was like a little hard to see. But when it came to, Angie versus everybody based on those rumors, I definitely feel like, there's something in the milk is not clean with Angie's husband and her, her family situation. I know that in the end credits of the finale, they said they were working on it, and like the daughter's not in the bed as much anymore, but it's just very strange to me still. So I think that Lisa's protective of Angie for a reason. I think Lisa does know a little bit more than she's letting on. Maybe Angie has confided in her. And Angie she didn't have a great season.
Do you guys think? You think that she will get a season, or she should get a season 2, or if she will get a season 2, Shantae?
If she does well at this reunion with Monica, especially whatever Monica, brings out, she could get a season 2. I heard that Bravo looks at your performance in the reunion to decide. And I did like her little sewer rat dig, at Monica. So I was like, oh, okay, Angie, that was, a little did that moment for her. So we'll see. If it was up to me, I don't think I would bring her back. She was just so annoying. But what do you guys think?
I would think she deserves the second season. Even if she is annoying, she held her ground in every confrontation that she had. I think that, particularly with Meredith, she went toe-to-toe with Meredith. She got a couple of jabs in. She definitely went toe-to-toe with Monica. When her and Monica were fighting, she didn't back down. If Monica comes back, I think that all of the existing cast should absolutely come back. I think Angie had this stuff with Monica in the second half not really, taken off. We would have gotten more of Meredith and Angie, because they look at each other wrong, and it would have it's on site. They can say that they're trying to move on. The two of them just aren't. They're not ever going to be on the same page, I don't feel. Angie, she frustrates me because she contradicts herself, and I don't think that she understands she does, because during the actual season, if you remember, she said, yes, I've heard of the rumors. The rumors are always there. They're not true. It's whatever. I don't care. But then in the reunion, she was like, I've never heard any of the rumors. It was 30 years ago. And somebody said, oh, is he gay? And as soon as they said that's his wife, the rumors stopped. And I'm like, no, but all of the other women have heard, like, that they heard, even if they lied and said that they did not. Like, and if you remember, whenever the rumor initially came out, we all kind of agreed that like Monica was being really messy with it. Like, yo, you didn't really cover Meredith. Now we kind of know why. She was trying to point that out with Angie. But I don't know. I think Angie has potential. I think she needs to be smarter with how she conducts herself in altercations, because she can be really like a dog with a bone, and like she doesn't know when to stop. It's very similar to Whitney in the fact that it's like, yeah, girl, okay, like we've now been watching you fight for 10 minutes. It's not entertaining. Like we're bored. Know when to keep it moving forward. But all in all, I think Angie she's funny. She's very subversive. She can definitely take the piss out of herself. She knows when to make fun of herself. I think her fashions are a little bit weird, but I think she's a fun addition. I think she deserves a second season. If not, I just want to see everybody keep whacking her, because God, like, that lady does not know how to react when somebody whacks her. Like, she's just like, oh, okay.
Hasn't she already had 2 seasons?
Yeah, and I mean, remember we were kind of hopeful from her for the first season when she went up against Jen, and then again she wouldn't let that go. So it's like
she went up against
Monica.
Jen?
Whenever Jen threw the drink on her.
And she lost right there. That she lost. Because I was just like, girl.
I was so
like,
y'all are so strict. Y'all need to be nice.
She's already had. Yeah, she wasn't a housewife, but she had events last season. I think she's already had a second season, but who am I? Nobody, right? Just accounting you.
we gotta start giving these people a little more grace, unless they do something just like annoying.
Like, this ain't a fall.
Like Diana or Anne Marie.
Look at Antonio.
That was a great Tyler Perry movie.
Antonio,
thank you, Tonio. Thank you, Tonio.
Housewife. Antonio, come up here and say it with your chest.
That's my girl. That's my homegirl. Hey, Tonio. I hope you're doing well.
I don't think he wants you
to
call
I hope you're doing well. That's my homegirl.
I think you just offended him.
I feel like Angie did better last season as a non-housewife. To me, she had a better impact, because this season she flip-flopped so much. Like James says, like her own stories are not consistent. 1 minute she's Monica's friend, 1 minute she's not, next minute she's not Monica's friend again. Between her and Lisa, they were treating her kind of like a ragdoll pawn back and forth.
That episode where they were at that event. They were at the episode at that event. They were just tossing her around like, don't speak up for her. Don't speak up for her. Don't speak up for me. I'm like, oh my God, Angie, like say something, like do something. Yeah.
She did when she finally did. She was like, hey, I'm not that old. Like, Angie, God, damn.
That's what I'm saying. You know what? I always say, I have to stand. I always say, give the girls a second season. But if I'm not giving NECA a second season, I'm not giving Angie one.
No, NECA does not deserve a second season.
They are the lady. Shoot. They can go. They can leave. Okay, so in the last little segment we have, this is where they talk about the actual rumors or whatever. And I went from Russian to Hispanic almost.
I don't know. Okay.
Multilingual.
We love it.
I am way more cultured than Dorit. So it's okay, right? So they asked Whitney about Justin and him not wearing his wedding ring. And we find out that actually he didn't wear it because he got fatter. And he couldn't wear it. And he had to wear it as a necklace. That's what Whitney said. She said he's a big guy. And I'm like, oh, I mean, he ain't that big, Whitney, but she made it seem
Whitney.
She made it seem like he's like the clumps. I'm like, he's not that big, Whitney. Like, stop it. But I mean, maybe he should just lay out off on the salt and maybe it'll fit.
Not the salt.
And so, but he wears it as a necklace, so they're okay. We find out that storyline was fabricated. Okay, thank you, Whitney. And then we find out that Sean and Electra are okay.
Who's Electra?
Her daughter. Angie and Sean, the daughter.
That's the daughter's name?
Yeah, Electra.
It's very Greek tragedy. I don't know.
I never knew. I barely remember she had a kid. My bad.
Well, they said it. They said Electra, and that's why Sean was crying, because he was like, he was more hurt that Electra would find out that that there was infidelity or whatever. Child, Electra is the daughter name. Thank you to inform Jamie.
Who is this cast member?
So Angie hates the most that it was brought on TV. She feels like that, and they all kind of feel, even Andy kind of feels like Monica brought it definitely on TV because technically the rumor that Meredith was talking about was not this. I don't think it was the same rumor. It just happened to be another rumor. I don't think Meredith was ever speaking on it. I mean, it just
so
kind
many
of falls
rumors
into it, and I think Monica kind of played off of that. And so, but like Jamie said, when Angie was asked, she says that she's never heard it before. And you know, when they worked at the hair salon, the nail salon, whatever salon they worked at, they would ask him, is he gay? And they would say, oh, this is his wife, and the rumors would stop. That's what she said. She made the comment about Monica being a rat out of the sewer. Meredith speaks up speaking up and saying that basically she never attacked her marriage. She said she had rumors about the husband, and Andy's like, well, that's her marriage. She's like, no, that's not it. I'm talking about the husband, and I have exactly what I said. So she reads it out in the same way that we just saw in the clip. And even Andy's like, okay, so the husband. She's like, no, the marriage. I'm like, okay, Meredith, you better stand in it, girl, or whatever it is, because she is not backing down that she was not talking about her marriage. And so she basically talks about that. They asked her about whether or not she was using that to get people to do her dirty work. She says no. And basically she turns it around on Angie, saying that Angie also was someone that's kind of nasty, because Angie was saying that was rude and nasty of Meredith to say stuff like that. But Meredith was like, well, girl, you said certain things about me, saying I was spreading my legs and cheating on my husband and things like that, and talk about the trampoline with eyes, which I thought was hilarious. Actually, Angie has some little moments.
It's stuff like that Angie alone needs to come back for.
She has some little moments, but we only saw it with Meredith, somebody who didn't really want to talk to her. So it's just like, man, are we gonna get it again? She needs a new person to go with. I don't know. Go with. Angie says she made Meredith relevant, and I was like, what? No, Angie? Yes. I don't think Meredith's been around for 4 seasons, and even then, she's had some moments that we can say that she's made a name for herself and a reason why she should be on this show. So Angie, hush, girl. And so they talk about Monica using Whitney to get the rumor out. Angie feels like it was premeditated, that she was coming on the show and that she was making digs at her while trying to be her friend. And they go back and forth with each other. And as the episode goes off, Angie says that she needs to stop spending her kids' money to buy a purse. And I was like, damn. That's low.
Not damn. Selena,
like, that's low. And so, of course, typical housewife response, don't talk about my kids, leave my kids out of it. And that's where the episode goes off. So I'll start with you, Jamie. Thoughts on anything regarding Angie, Meredith, Justin getting a little wider so he can wear his ring, and the explosive to be continued portion of Monica and what's her name? Monica and Angie.
I mean, the way that Whitney was going on, you think Justin needed to be on Ozempic. Like, goddamn, leave that man alone. Like, if I had a wife as annoying as you, maybe I'd be eating my feelings too. Meredith only proved that she absolutely deflects whatever the hot seat is on her. But as an attorney at law, Meredith Shah, attorney at law, she brings receipts and plausible deniability until you can prove that I was talking about Sir Meredith's homosexuality. I was only alluding to other rumors. Like, she ate that up. You can't prove that that's what she was talking about. And you will never out-lawyer Meredith unless you have facts. And they don't have facts. But, to make a point, Shantae, that you said that she was ready to kind of throw away Meredith over Angie. I think Lisa was doing that because she knows how Meredith can be. She's seen firsthand. I think we've all seen firsthand. We can love Meredith, but also agree that, like, baby, when she's mad at somebody, like, she fights dirty, which is why we all believed the story about the mafia, that she was giving information to Angie or to Monica, because we've seen that Meredith does plant stories when she's mad at somebody. I absolutely, and Meredith can deny all day long about the homosexual rumors. That's not what she was talking about. Both her husband and Angie have said that those rumors have been around for a while, as much as Angie now forgets that she said that and says that it wasn't that. That absolutely was what she was alluding to. And there may be dozens more rumors. But she knew what she was doing when she alluded to that. I think now that it's come out that Monica is reality Von Teese, that's a convenient kind of scapegoat for her. Like, no. She was trying to bring that out to ruin you. That's not what I was. Meredith knows what she's doing. She is not dumb by any stretch. She's one of the most intelligent housewives when it comes to making sure her hands stay clean. She may get as messy as possible in the middle of it, and it doesn't look like she's going to make it out, but somehow she always makes it out. Monica again was fighting for her life. God bless her. She was ready for anybody that said anything to her. I love how throughout this entire reunion, there was a point that all of the ladies were consoling her. Like, no, you're not a whore. Everybody makes mistakes. Like, don't listen to those people. Like, I was like, okay. So she is running, y'all. She does run the girls. Like, we see that. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a good first episode. I think the ladies need to tighten up on and remember what they say during the season a little bit better, particularly Miss Angie, because she's losing by a lot. If anything, this little package of her trying to defend herself just made it look 10 times worse. Like, Meredith brought receipts showing that you dragged her through the mud. Baby, you don't have any receipts of Meredith doing anything. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Come harder. Let's go back. Let's declare a mistrial and come back.
Meredith said was on camera. I mean, Angie doing our other stuff in the articles and stuff like that. I mean, she was doing what she needed to do, but I mean, we didn't really see Meredith talking about Angie at all outside of the show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Unless Monica, Angie,
I mean, outside
came
the
up to her.
Yeah, it's very true. Shantae?
Oh yeah, I felt like that segment became like Meredith's courtroom, and I could definitely see what she's like as a lawyer. And she's like the gingerbread housewife. You can't get nothing to stick on her. You're not catching her or nothing. And I love that about her, even though, like Jamie said, it is not fighting that fair. But I think that Angie was wrong about Monica coming in with the rumor about her husband. That was a very convenient excuse. I definitely feel like the whole town be talking about her and her husband. And Whitney was the one that masterminded that whole situation. And I still think that Whitney kind of puppeteered Monica, into spilling that. Monica was very happy to spill it. Again, I don't, see her as a victim of the puppeteering because Monica wants scenes. And I think what Monica came in to do was not necessary to spread rumors, but I think it was to sow discord and divide the girls because she's proven that so many times. Like even when they were on the trip and the girls made up again, she was mad about it. And then I don't know if you guys saw, but Tanisha leaked some audio or video or something of Monica and her mom fighting about that Easter dinner at Angie's house, when the mom took Angie's side.
Yeah.
And the mom and Monica, first of all, they were so disrespectful to one another. But one line that Monica's mom said that stuck in my head was that all you did was unite those 4 biatches together tonight. And you made a fool of yourself. And I definitely came away from that video thinking like, well, she came to divide and conquer. And that was my feeling, going into the season and, looking at the season, but once the mother said that, I feel like that was their plan to make everybody fight against each other and look crazy and have Monica be the star. And she kind of succeeded. So I don't think the rumors were so important to Monica's rise. What do you guys think?
I didn't realize that the mama had said that. I didn't see that, but if anything,
it's been a lot of like leaks and stuff like over the last week. Tanisha and Monica, and they have been. It's been so many reasons. I cannot keep up with that in my day. But I
don't know how Heather then. Sorry, go ahead. How is Heather not having this smoke for Tanisha? Tanisha is present for all of this stuff. Your hairstylist, because Tanisha's not a new hairstylist. Tanisha has been around for a minute. She has actively been participating in this stuff for the last years, whether you think she was a leader, the way Monica is saying, or either way, she's a willing participant at best. How is she getting all of these recordings unless she's in the middle of all this shit? So you have somebody that was actively working on your downfall longer than Monica, actively working on your head, and you have all this smoke for Monica, but not Tanisha. Like, I don't get that. I don't get that. But if anything, it's giving that crazy ass mama couldn't make it as an actress, pushing her daughter to be a star. This is her daughter's chance, and so now I'm like, do they really? At first I thought, did they really hate each other, or was this just a ploy for them to ratings? But no, I really think they hate each other.
No.
Two things can be true. Two things can be true.
Very much so. Very much so. Okay. Well, we're gonna continue the conversation obviously next week. Because we have part 2. We have a few callers in the queue. If for those that are new to our channel or first time watching, this is where we stop our comments here. We shut up and we let those if you're watching, you can call in, give us your views, give us your comments respectfully. And you get to have your square, as we say here at the lane. Your square, your opinion, and that's all that matters, as long as it's respectful. Now, all right, so our first caller for today, oh Lord, look at this queue. I'm gonna go ahead and let on randomly Ronnie. Hey Ronnie, you say you didn't watch it. What you got to say about that?
About who?
You say you didn't watch the episode. What you got to say?
Oh, I know, but that's a credit to you guys. I literally said I'm just stopping in to say hi, and then I was gonna leave. But you guys were so compelling the whole time. I couldn't leave.
Ronnie, you just want to talk mess. You just want to talk mess. Don't do that.
Okay, girl.
Right.
You might be right.
You want to talk mess.
You might be right.
But don't call me here talking about no Larsa now.
No. I know better. No, but I do want to say, I don't know what it is about me, but the question came up, like, should Angie get another season? And usually I like a more bold cast member, but I don't know what it is about Angie. It's this whole, like, she's not even that cool, yet I still like her. Some people in life have this ignorance is bliss kind of vibe. I feel like a lot of us are wound tight and we got to show up. We got to show up big. Angie is sort of willing to make a fool of herself in a way. And I guess that is one of the things I like about her. But yeah, I would give her another season. The season in general, I thought was pretty good. I'm still kind of wrapping my head around the whole Monica situation. I think one of you mentioned a second ago, like, is the mom actually authentically mad at her, like, currently? I kind of feel like they might have even continued to be, I don't want to say it, but like in on the leaked information, even to up to today. I just feel like all of this it's odd that all the leaked information that has been coming out in terms of her that are supposed to make her look so bad just stays within the same narrative. We haven't got any leaked information that's new, different, unique, caught her up. Everything has been the exact same thing. So I don't know. She was kind of a dud. She definitely was like a star in terms of being like shaking things up, but I feel like you can't go nowhere, and obviously she can't be trusted. And I don't know. The Monica thing is a tough one. So that's all.
Wait. So you'll take Angie back over Monica?
That's what I said. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
In his square, Shantae. In his square. Okay. In his square.
No, oh my God, no, the beautiful Shantae. I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry.
We get.
No, it's a surprise. But I agree about Angie. You're right. She likes.
No, but I understand that, Ronnie, because a lot of people say that because it's like as explosive of a season as she's had, none of the ladies are really messing with her right now. They've all said they don't want to film with her. Where do you said that, where do you realistically go? If you're on a cast where none of these women want anything to do with you, the fans may love the mess, but unless you can actively get in there and do your job, like, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not trying to diss Monica. I just feel like I have a hard time now, trusting anything. I mean, again, that great question. Does the mom feel a certain way about her or not? I'm like, how do you know they didn't arc that leaked information? Like, I'm just feeling like there's nowhere to go. It's not sustainable. Now, I don't want to reduce anybody to this, but Monica, here's a good point for Monica. She is the confessional queen. I will always say that. And she is gorgeous. I don't know where she's going to go. And I do not want to reduce anybody to this. But if I were Monica or whatever her name is, I would catch me a ball player. I'd catch me somebody from the MLB, the Major League Baseball, and I would just, figure that situation out, get that good money, and say, peace out. I just don't think Housewives is for her. No, I don't.
Okay.
I'd like to see her on Ultimate Girls Trip, but all right, Ronnie.
Let you go, okay? Thank you,
Ronnie. All right, bye, guys.
Bye, Ronnie. See you tomorrow.
The person that has left the queue, Get back in the queue. Okay. Get back in the queue. Okay. You know who you are.
You know who you are. Get in this queue.
All right, we're gonna get these other callers on. Make sure y'all don't, let's not go on too long. We want to get in and get out. Our next caller is going to be Lisa. Hey, Lisa, how are you?
Hey, Lisa.
My boo. Let's get started, boo. Let's get started. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Hold up about this Monica chick. Now I'm gonna tell you something about this Monica chick. I told you my girl Meredith didn't have nothing to do with that. Did I not tell y'all that? I knew she had nothing to do with that. Baby, I've been checking on Monica, baby, since she came in. When she said she had the sex with the brother-in-law, I said, "Ooh, that's very interesting. You bring that out." Ain't nobody never said that on TV, okay? How much she had a plan from the get-go, because you hear the way Tanisha said on another blog, another YouTube, what she said was Jan hired her with even not know her name. And she showed this. She said she had moved on. She said she had moved. She said she had been done doing Jan hair. When her and Monica had became friends. That's how her and Monica became friends. But she said she had stopped doing Jen hair and everything. But I'm gonna tell you something. I believe Tanisha more than I do Monica. Okay, Tanisha even said that her and Monica used to stop being. She's got mad at her one time. She stopped talking to Monica. Monica used to call and told her. She said, "Girl, my child been hit by a car." My car child been hit by a car. Did she go, "What's to her?" She said she go, "What's to her?" Then Monica said, "Nah, my child went hit by a car." And I was like, "What?" And she said she had receipts. Her and the blogger, her and the YouTube blogger was good friends. And he said he got all the receipts. So I believe Tanisha more than I ever do Monica. I believe, and I wouldn't I would not be with her. I would not put my foot down because she was a stalker. That's what she did, honey. She called herself doing something good when she testified for the government, baby. But you need to test and you need to watch that when you do who you do wrong. It's gonna come back on you. So I don't feel sorry for nobody calling her no whore. But that's what she was, okay? You sleep with the brother-in-law. Okay, you sleep with the brother-in-law. We don't know who else you slept with. You messed up with the father-in-law too. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's get real now. Let's get real with it. And I'm gonna tell you something else too, baby doll. Heather always said in the professional that we've been hearing the rumors for years about Angel husband being, doing his side stuff on the side. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Heather did say that in her confessional. And I was like, okay, then, you know what I'm saying? So, and I don't think it's just wrong to me. Them that's sitting on the couch. Because, girl, I be ready to have my tennis shoes on and we pull it off. I be ready to jack it. Because, I'm for real, y'all. I'm just like him as Monica chick. Girl, don't be doing it. Because you mess with my feelings. I'm sitting here talking to you about my life and stuff. And I'm going to tell you something about Whitney. Babe, didn't nobody exploit you. You exploit yourself. You and your husband both got on that floor. You had paint all over y'all and stuff. Now, Heather didn't exploit you, exploit yourself. Okay. Okay. It was like you white go there. It was like that. Seeing that big man, no. We don't need to do all that. You know what I'm saying? You exploit yourself. So, yeah, Whitney do make a fake comment. She do. Whitney do that, but Lisa getting on my nerves though. Lisa getting on my nerves. And yes, and I do believe Monica thought that to stole her ring. Yeah, I believe you steal her darn ring. Yes, I did. I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, you went in that bathroom, you said 30 minutes ago.
Allegedly.
Baby, you in there stole that ring. Yeah, 30 minutes ago. Yeah, you found that ring. You got that ring, baby. You got it.
Okay. All right, Lisa. Now, Lisa, I will let you go longer, but I got 2 more calls. I gotta get them on, okay? So we're gonna let you
baby. I would love you will check y'all on next week. We will check you next week, baby.
We got 2 weeks.
We got something to say about Mary.
Yeah.
Okay,
I love that.
All right, thank you, Lisa. I have to put a lesbian on the screen there because I don't want them coming for Lisa now. Not my Lisa.
Allegedly.
All right.
Yeah.
Our next caller is going to be Our House, who gave us some lovely super chats tonight. How are you, Our House?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Hey.
Good. What you got for us tonight?
Okay, so I have a couple of things to say. Obviously, I want to start off by saying I love all of you. But I want to say that I actually think Angie has had a good season so far. I think she started off kind of rocky, but she stood on business every time, and she never ran away from a fight, and that I can respect. So I do think that she at least deserves a second season. I feel like every housewife, other than Monica, deserves a second season to prove themselves, right? And I know a lot of people have said that they really like Monica because she's super real, in quotations, super relatable. But personally, I don't want my housewives to be relatable. I want them to be so utterly delusional and super affluent, super wealthy. I don't like knowing that I make more or my husband makes more than the housewives. I'm
You better
sorry.
flex. You better flex.
I personally do not like that. I also don't think it's cute to have housewives that have their moms co-signing on their cars, their abusive mothers co-signing on their cars, but then also allowing the abusive mother to watch their children. Personally, I'm just not into that. I don't know about the rest of everybody else, but I guess the super relatable to the housewife viewers. I don't know how that's relatable at all, but hey, you know what? Next. I also want to say I also want to say be careful of those who expose deep personal secrets early on under the guise of being authentic and forthcoming. They're manipulating you and they're trying to get you to have your guard down. So you don't question questionable behavior or things that don't make sense because, hey, they were already honest and they already told you their nitty gritty secrets. So they couldn't possibly be lying. But Monica has been lying to us since she started on this show. So and I also think that when you call someone unattractive and old and leathery, you've already lost the argument. Like you lost the plot a long time ago. Let's stick to the plot, okay? And I don't think she stole the $60,000 ring. However, I do think it's funny that people are saying that online. And and I do not think that Lisa Barlow owes Monica anything because quite frankly, it was Monica who started her beef with Lisa from the very beginning because Lisa was very emotional about her ring, you know. And here's another thing, like people saying that these housewives are super materialistic and, you know, they're not relatable. Well, are we watching them for them to be relatable? I love that Lisa has a $60,000 ring. Don't you? What I'm really not understanding. I love that she was crying over this ring. And then for Monica to get mad at her and say, you are in the 1%. Well, I mean, this is called the Real Housewives for a reason. I'm not here to watch women that I think less of who cheat on their husbands and then try to play victim. And Cortez, you really hit the nail on the head when you said that you can't do something super wrong like performing infidelity for 18 months long and then still be the victim. You can't say, oh, I did this really really terrible thing and it was awful, but people are now holding my feet to the fire and saying that I did this really really wrong thing and so I've lost 30 pounds and you guys have been really mean to me and now my best friend is outing information about me. How could she possibly be, like holding a troll page and posting terrible things about me and exposing me? Like, do we all not see the irony in this? So I I will say
okay, you got that. You got that.
I will say that I am the biggest Monica hater only because I've only because I knew who she was from the very beginning. I sniffed it. I sniffed it out from the very beginning. So I was not surprised when she got exposed the last episode. And then she's just gonna keep trying to, have a gotcha moment. But the problem is, even though Monica can appear to be entertaining, knowing that all of it is fake and she's putting on, to me, I just cannot appreciate. That's why Mary is so endearing, because that's really who Mary is. Like, Mary, that's Mary. And then, like, yes, I think Angie is a flop, but I really think that's who Angie is. And I think Meredith, that's who Meredith is. And Lisa Barlow is absolutely delusional. Like, she's not on the same planet that we are on, but that's what makes her endearing, because that's real. I do think that they are real, but then Monica's just Monica wouldn't know real if it hit her in the face. And yes, Angie gagged her when she said that she spent that $5,000 on that Louis, but she's crying about struggling and not being able to take care of her children. Like, reevaluate your priorities. And I don't want to see that on my Housewives show. Get this lady off my show. Love you guys. Love you guys.
Thank you, Art.
She said that. All right, I gotta go. Bye. I gotta go. Bye.
Listen, that's her square. She's entitled to it. I do it, and I enjoy.
I love her.
Whereas I do like Monica, some things in this reunion, I still wouldn't mind her coming back. That doesn't change anything, but I'm gonna come out what I think is fishy, and some of the things she said and did in this reunion was kind of like, I don't know, but whatever. I have a question that after this last caller, because this last caller is actually Antonio, aka.
We can skip this last caller. It's fine. We can skip it. It's fine.
Man, I done left the queue like 3 times.
Yeah.
Golly. Jesus Christ. What's up, Shantae? Jamie Cortez. So I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible. I feel like part 1 was really good. Most of the times when there's like an explosive season like that, it's kind of like a build up within the reunions, especially when they do 3 or 4 parts or something like that. But I feel like part 1 was really solid, really strong out the gate. To me, Meredith was definitely the MVP of this reunion. Now, granted, she was definitely lying. She for sure was going to talk about that man's sexuality. But, she knew what to say and what not to say. So I completely appreciate that. And she definitely won the reunion for me. Whitney could have stayed in the back.
Please.
Monica, I think, did a good job, but that whole, I don't get the lie about the email as if they're not going to pull that receipt. Like, that was kind of like cringe to me. Angie did get a 2 in on Monica, though. I was like, okay,
you did.
I feel like if Monica, now granted, as I said last week, I don't want Monica in like my friend group or around me personally, but watching her on TV, I absolutely want her to still be around them. Because so I guess, they draw the line that they can make up rumors and say stuff about each other and go online and say it. But I guess as long as it's done from their actual page, they're okay with it. Yeah. From their friends and so on and so forth. Like we see Lisa Barlow get caught up and saying stuff behind Meredith's back that may or may not be true. So I get it, but it's like, okay, you guys all do this. And to the previous caller, she stated that she doesn't want to see the Housewives come on and like be struggling, I guess, or middle class like Monica is. If that was the case and that was the route that Bravo took, we wouldn't have a lot of those Housewives on those shows. We wouldn't have probably anybody from Potomac because they all came on seemingly struggle bus. We wouldn't have anyone. Monique. Well, Monique wasn't there from the beginning. Maybe Charisse. We would still have Charisse. We probably wouldn't have any of the girls from NYC, the new season. The Lisa Barlow and Meredith might be the only ones we have from SLC. So we wouldn't have a lot of. We definitely wouldn't be a Nene Leakes or Kenya Moore or anybody like that because we know they were renting and getting put out of houses and stuff like that earlier. So I don't, I don't mind the relatability, factor of it. But that's her square. She said what she said, but I wanted to give my rebuttal. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it was good. I think you guys, of course, did a great job. Ronnie was on for a long time to not have watched the episode, though. I was like,
well, he gave insight on a question.
No, I'm just mad.
It's fair.
Ronnie, you can see Antonio tomorrow on Beverly Hills, Ronnie. Speak your speech to him tomorrow, Ronnie. Right. Oh, is he not? When are you on again?
Let me look at the template. Next week, Antonio, or you gotta be you ain't got time for us next week. What is it?
No, I'll be on next week.
Okay, you can't wait to see you.
I'll be on.
All right, Antonio. Thank you.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Now, somebody did join this queue at the last minute. Y'all know I really don't like that, but I think it's a new caller, so I'm gonna let them on. But it's gotta be really quick because we are at our time. Okay, but I'll let you on. And it says Christian is a math nerd. Is that what it is?
That's what it is over here.
That's what it is. Yes. I watch you guys, but always in the replay. So when I saw you were live, I was like, oh, I finally caught them. So I was happy.
Welcome.
So, because usually the only lives I ever catch are Kempires. So,
okay. But thank you for calling in.
Well, so I actually wanted not just to add a little bit of context to the reunion tonight, because everybody else covered such amazing points, but Real Housewives casting has been posting on Instagram as the reunion was playing, and not just talking about the email, but also saying that had they received the email that Monica said she wrote, it would have been immediately trashed. They would never have ever considered her because of the language that she says that she used. Which I think we all kind of knew that anyway.
When she said it, Andy's face was like his face was like,
yeah, because now like it makes you realize that she's not just lying about herself, not just lying about the other women, not just lying about the people she surrounds herself with. Now she's lying about those who are involved in producing these shows, and she's doing so on the show, which is a whole other problem. But one of the things I wanted to point out is Bravo Docket has been digging into the situation, and they did a podcast after the finale, and they had referred to several other podcasts they had done, but honestly, I don't listen to them regularly. One of the things that they said is Monica was not a witness in the federal investigation, and the paperwork that was filed by the prosecutors show exactly what her role was. Monica found out about the investigation from another informant, and she contacted the FBI and volunteered information. They accepted one piece, and that was the extent of her involvement. Was they accepted a single piece of information from her. She was never a witness. She never produced anything else. So, this woman has she has no morals. I mean, you got to think about, it's a show and we all need to be entertained, but this is about their lives. They have to introduce the other cast members to their business associates, to their friends, to their children. They have to welcome them into their homes. So the idea that they would welcome someone who would go so far as to lie about the people who make the show, lie about, literally the FBI, and just manipulate everything, because I think your timeline regarding how she got hired on with Jen Shah, I think you're totally right that she, got hired, or she became kind of part of that circle and then started the Instagram account. I totally think that's correct. But I think it also kind of, we're forgetting that Jen Shah was known in Salt Lake City as one of the wealthy women in a prestigious family. So she wasn't just ingratiating herself with that group to get on a show. At that point, she was doing it to be in that sphere of influence. A coach who's widely respected, and his wife, who's this, crazy successful businesswoman. And I'm sorry, but I am a middle-aged woman, and I am a mother, and there's no effing way that I would work for free when I've got children to feed and put braces on their teeth. And there's no way, there's absolutely no way that my family could be supported entirely off of my husband being an occasional handyman either, which is what she says is what happened. So I'm just saying, this woman, even her backstory doesn't make sense. And let's think about this for a minute. Her affair and all of that. She lied to her husband. She lied to all 4 of her children. She lied to her husband's extended family, her sister-in-law, so that she could have a relationship with her sister-in-law's husband. And she lied to their children. She lied to her own. This woman tore apart 2 families. She told dozens and dozens of lies every single day for over a year, for the better part of 2. Do you realize how calculating and sociopathic you have to be to do that to your kids? Would you want to work with them?
No.
Housewives is full of sociopathic liars.
No, I know, but as an entertainment, Like it's entertaining for us, but for the cast, she's dangerous because there is no low.
Well, I mean, this cast has supported Jen Shah even from season 1 when they knew she was fraudulent. Heather brought it up at season like multiple times throughout season 1. Ask Jen Shah where she gets her money. I don't know. It's a little weird. This cast knew. So, and I understand as viewers, like what she did is really gross. What Monica is doing is very suspect. But to kind of say that these women shouldn't want to film with her, like these women have put aside all morality for the sake of the show. They knew what Jen Shah was doing. The minute Jen Shah got accused of it and indicted, half of the cast still was buddy, friendly, supporting her. Even when she went to jail, they're like, oh, well, we still talked to her a little bit. I hope she's okay. Like nobody flat out came out and condemned anybody except Mary and Meredith. So like, I don't think anybody on that cast has any right to take any kind of moral high ground on anything.
But I mean, if we use that standard, then we would have to apply it to New Jersey, and we'd also have to apply it to Beverly Hills. I mean, we would have to apply it to so many other scenarios. But I think it's different when you're talking about someone who may potentially have done something, you know, to like, obviously the cast, they were friends with Jen Shah, I guess. I mean, just like the cast in New Jersey was friends with Teresa, and, you know, Beverly Hills is still friends with Erica, and all of them, because of their friendships, are choosing to believe that their friend did not do those horrific things. It's very different when you know for a fact that someone has been going behind the scenes and targeting you and yours for years.
But and all of them, Monica's the only one that didn't do anything illegal.
I would say cyber stalking is illegal. I mean, I would say that cyber stalking is illegal. But I mean, I look at it a little differently. Like I've gotten threats online. I've had people on the internet go after my children, not on like YouTube or anything, like on TikTok. And it's like when my children were doxxed, like I had to go through so much in order to make sure that it was all documented for law enforcement. And I mean, I barely have any followers comparative to any of these women, you know, and the visibility. So the idea that I would suddenly have to work with someone who targeted my family, my business, like I can't even imagine it. So, but like, I mean, I totally don't disagree with you that like she's entertaining, but I just feel like this is an almost 40-year-old mother of 4, and she's sitting there snickering anytime anyone else speaks. I mean, like, she's so emotionally stunted. She's acting like if the only way for her to be the popular girl is to bully all of the other girls. Like, she's behaving like me.
Like that?
She's behaving like Mean Girls was fact and not fiction.
Okay. Well, Chris,
I mean, they did that to Mary.
Yeah, you're very right. You're very right. I fully agree with you. All of these women are hypocrites.
They are hypocrites. And I'll say this before I let you go. One thing that I will say as it relates to this is that I think that it's unfortunate that they did not do to Jen what they're doing to her. Like they didn't completely say we don't want to deal with her. But I think because of Jen, I do feel like they're moving a little different moving forward. I think they're not as forgivable as things, even though they still kind of fool with it. But realistically, and the question, and I'm gonna let you go. Okay, Chris, thank you for calling. All right.
Absolutely. As long as I don't have to hear about that black eye ever again.
Oh, thank God. Well, we still got 2 and 3. We got episode 2 and 3 coming up.
Like after this, I never want to hear about this again. You guys have a nice day.
Thank you so much.
My question that I pose is that I just don't understand is like, and I know that they're moving differently now, but how are they so unforgiving to her? Yeah, to her and to Jen. They literally followed her until she went into the courtroom.
Well, because it's happening to them. It's happening to them. Jen happened to other people that they never have to meet. So therefore they don't care. But now it's their stuff, and now it's a little too close to home. So
yeah. Well, listen, that's Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City, they have come in with all types of scam, lies, and frauds, and I think that is their brand. They have given us 4.
Listen.
I mean, I'm just saying,
more scam and fraud than Jersey at this point.
Let's not forget
it's ghetto in Salt Lake City.
When the Jen stuff came out 3 years ago, when it first came out and she had those braids, I was like, whoa, shoot. So, I mean, listen, this is just what what we look for in this show. I still don't think Monica should be gone. She may be a sociopath, but I don't think that what she's doing, whether it's from behind a page or not, is anything from how they tried to do Mary and how they tried to do on this show. Like going into even Lisa will comment about having sex with all the men in New York. Like all these things are damaging, and it takes a crazy sociopathic person any kind of way to say things and do things like that. But it's Housewives, and so that's why I'm going to keep watching. On that note, we're going to like this video. Make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe. A lot of y'all watch, but y'all don't subscribe. I know who y'all are. I'm going to create a page, Tease on Tease, and I'm not going to do anything. Hit the like button, please. Subscribe to this channel. Really appreciate it. You guys have been so like in tune with us all night. We went over on time, but it's the reunion, so we got 2 more episodes, and then Salt Lake City will be done for another like 8 months. So that's why we went over today. But thank you guys again. Thank you to all our callers. Our House for the super chat. Nisha B for a super chat as well. Highest Pay, Our House calling in. Lisa, Kristen. Who else called in? Anybody else calling in? I mean somebody? No.
Tonio.
I said Tonio. I said Highest Pay.
Yeah. And then the new caller, the math nerd.
Let me see. I think I missed one. Oh yeah. Y'all send more super chat. I didn't see all that. Our House said the FBI also told her to stop contacting them. I missed that. Okay, thank you for the super chat, Our House. And Nisha B said it's not worse than stealing from old people. I agree.
That part, right?
Look, if Erika Jane can get a redemption arc, Monica can get a redemption arc.
That's why Mary's my fave, because Mary says she wants to come back to make sure that Monica is okay. And for that. Yeah.
And Mary wants to see them hoes taken down.
Because they try to take down her church. Okay. So
absolutely.
It's old to her. All right, y'all. Like this video, subscribe.
Bye, y'all.
See y'all later. Bye.
Good night.